Thanks, Paige. The battle for District 28 6A happening right here at Hero Stadium tonight in the beautiful 2-1-0. And man, if you're a fan of hard-hitting running backs, this is the game for you. Ben McCreary for Johnson continues to be a juggernaut carrying the ball. And Chase Green back for the Reagan Rattlers, so it'll be a good one. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and throw it around to Chase Williams in Flower Mound. Chase?
Ashley Pickle's on hand because it's our Dave Campbell's Texas Football Game of the Week. And Pickle, you always manage to get the best locker room sound. Mark Soto off the top was absolute perfection, and we know why. He has a number of weapons led by that senior running back, Mr. McCleary. What does he bring into the group this year?
Aaron, I'm not kidding. When me and my camera guy Marcus, when we listened to that speech, we were like, okay, we're ready to run through a brick wall now. Like, Coach, what do you need us to do? Let us suit up. He absolutely got him going. And talk about another guy that can get him going. Like you said, Ben McCreary, their running back, he is a hard-nosed, tough runner and has really been the offensive catalyst on this team so far. And it's funny because Coach said at the beginning of the year, he goes, I'm going to be honest with you, we weren't getting that rushing potential that we really wanted out of him. So we challenged him and we challenged our offensive line and said, you got to step it up. Like, we're just not taking no for an answer here. And he said after they kind of got on to him, he has done numbers in the season. And he said this is a guy who has always played running back. He's never played another position. He started as a little pup, as Coach Soto said, all the way up through it. And he said that's what makes him so special. It's not only that he's a really hard runner, but what makes him so good is the fact that when he's looking at his blocks, he can stop, wait, and find a way to get around them. And we've seen that here tonight.
Hi, Ashley. It's Greg. You know, this is a Reagan team that is on their backup quarterback. Britton Moore is out for the year. They've turned to the sophomore Lance Lorenz, and seems like steady as she goes there. You know, the Reagan offense has at times been really explosive. Now they're turning to a sophomore quarterback. What have you seen from the young signal caller tonight?
Well, Tepper, I mean, it's really impressive. He said, Coach told me earlier this week, he said, we never lost a beat. And it's funny because he's a senior. And what it is with this is the fact that he was like, these two guys have grown up together forever. This is what they've done. This is who they've been. And he said they really challenge each other over the off season. He was like, they really put their best foot forward and said, it's our senior years. Let's figure out what we can do here and what we're supposed to be doing. And there's just been nothing that's dropped off for him. And another thing that I want to point out for Reagan tonight is that Carson Green, their starting junior tailback, he broke his leg in the first game of the season. He's back now and has been an absolute bludgeon just running the football here tonight. And that's just something that Coach said, having him back, especially with what we thought was our starting quarterback being out with, again, a broken leg. Reagan's got to lean off those broken leg guys, but Carson Green making a big impact early on for this Reagan team.
Poor Rattlers can't catch a break, but to break your leg in week 1 and be back in week 10 is huge for Carson Green. Ashley Pickle on hand. 14-13 Johnson and our Ashley Pickle with the aforementioned Coach Soto of Jax.
Coach, a massive score right before the half. What kind of momentum does that give your guys heading into the locker room?
Everything we need to go in. I mean, these kids are hungry to win, and we're going to keep after these guys.
You're a defensive guy. Your crew's coming out first in the second half. What's your message to those guys?
Attack. Straight up attack.
Perfect. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Holy moly, Ashley Pickle. Can we please bring you in for some insight here? I feel like I sound like Coach Purcell because I've worked with him for like far too many years at this point, but I'm hearing special teams is playing a difference for Reagan here tonight.
Man, let me just start off with what a game this has been so far. Just to kind of put this into perspective of what we've been going through in the second half. This game was 14-13 at halftime. There's been 41 points scored, and we're only at the 7-minute mark in the fourth quarter. So it's been insane. But the biggest thing that started off with that was Reagan and their special teams. Like you said, their kicker, Mike Velasco, is unbelievable. Coach told me earlier this week, he said anywhere from inside 50, we're going to let him sail it. And they've done just that. So early on in the game, while they were still trying to get the offense going, that's really what kept them there. And then to start off the second half, Reagan got the ball first, and quick 3 and out. They went to punt it. Johnson fumbled it, and man, that set the tone for this wild third into the fourth quarter that we're having so far. But special teams really started Reagan in it, and now, guys, that's just crazy town banana pants to steal a line from Tepper.
All right, you'll be hearing from my lawyer. Let me ask you about the Johnson offense. This is an offense that feels like it's starting to get in gear in this second half. What have they done to get the offense going, and what are they going to need to do down the stretch?
Well, there are two really, really key factors for this Johnson offense that coming into the game, we figured this was going to be the case, but it's proven to be true. One of them, we've talked about him a couple times tonight, but Ben McCreary, their senior running back, he's the workhorse in the backfield, and he broke off for a 79-yard rushing touchdown to get them their first score in the first half. So that was big, and it shows, okay, we've got these explosive plays. We have to be able to capitalize off of those, but on the other side, what Johnson has done so good tonight is running just quick little 5-yard curl routes, 7-yard slants, just kind of quickly moving the ball upfield. Once they get in about the 30 range, it's the big man on the outside, Cannon Fairley, who he had the unbelievable catch right before halftime in the back of the end zone, and now he's done it again. He just broke loose on another one as this crazy game continues. And guys, it's just been, keep working it down the field, and then one splash play, and Johnson has been in it all night, and we've got ourselves a game.
And Pickle, it's only fair that you drop a Tepper line, considering he, I hear, dropped a boy howdy on Texan Live this week. You can find that on TexasFootball.com. Our Ashley Pickle was on hand. It's our Dave Campbell's Texas Football Game of the Week with the head Jag himself, Mark Soto.
Hey, how about that, huh? How about that? You want some action? That's Texas high school football at its finest.
Coach, how's your heart right now to win a district championship in a fashion like this? How is it?
Just total love for this team. They get after it. They practiced every situation from the 2-minute drill to the overtime drill. They've practiced it all, and they defaulted to their training.
To come back like this from a slow offensive start, to watch your guys put up this many points, how proud are you of the way that your offense played tonight?
Without doubt, these kids work day in, day night, day out. They do whatever we ask them to do. It's the most coachable bunch I've ever been around.
And then defensively, it didn't matter what position they were. Your guys were in there ready to attack, as you like to say. How do you feel about the way they played?
Without doubt, we were very aggressive, and that was what we needed to do, attack and execute.
Appreciate it, Coach. Go celebrate with your team.
Oh, you dang right. Thank you.
Ashley Pickle was there for all the fun in the Jack-in-a-Box Spotlight.
In Texas high school football, there's always something incredibly special about a rivalry game. Well, when you add in the fact that both teams are undefeated in district, and tonight, what's on the line is that gold ball, that chance to call yourself a district champion. Everything at that point is on the line. And for Coach Mark Soto and his Johnson Jaguars, well, guys, I've never seen someone more hyped.
Total love for this team. They get after it. They practiced every situation from the 2-minute drill to the overtime drill. They've practiced it all, and they defaulted to their training.
And in a game that was 14-13 at the half. Well, in the second half, at the end of regulation, 59 total points had been added as we went into overtime, 43-43, and you could feel the electricity in the air. And the guy that had electricity running through his veins all night was Johnson senior wide receiver Cannon Fairley.
I cannot believe this at all. It is amazing. I couldn't do it without God, without my teammates, without my coaches. We can't do it with all our fans. It's all God, though. It's all God. I cannot believe it.
And both coaches knew this game was going to come down to who wanted it more. And for the Johnson Jaguars, when they get to hold up that gold ball next week, well, you can expect that they'll be ready to compete again in the playoffs. You want to get this crowd hyped up behind us real fast?
Yeah, of course. Yeah!